Good afternoon. Lisa is back and ready to share her first advanced look at the new Hector Wallace novella, Hector Wallace in New York. Hello, love. You want me to read it? She's nodding yes. The house was quiet. Paris was quiet. The entire state of Tennessee was quiet. It was the lull of summer. After the 4th, but before the back-to-school frenzy hit a fever pitch. The summer was oddly mild this year, the breeze easy and the stars bright, scattered across the clear night sky. The air moved through the house from an open bedroom window, easing the warmth from the day. Lisa watched her husband from the doorway to Rachel's room as he read to her. Daddy, another. No, love, it's bedtime. Hop up. He turned suddenly and smiled at Lisa watching him. Hector gave his daughter a peck on the cheek, and Lisa grabbed his hand as they stood in the doorway together. Did you like Daddy's book? Lisa asked Rachel. Can you read me one too? Rachel asked, and Lisa giggled and looked over at Hector. No, love. Remember tomorrow? You're going to Aunt Sherry's, so it's lights out, Hector followed Lisa out into the hall, and the two looked back at their daughter. Good night, Daddy. Good night, Mommy. Hector closed the door, leaving it open a crack, and stopped in the muted light of the living room and kissed Lisa. Come on, Mommy. Daddy wants you. Lisa laughed at that cringe-worthy come on, and took Hector's hand, and he led her to their bedroom. After readying for bed, like an old married couple, which they practically were, Lisa broke the silence of the ritual and spoke. Have you thought about everything? Everything? Hector laughed a little as he climbed into bed next to Lisa. You mean the nightmare that was our life a year ago? I try not to. What about the good parts? Lisa lay on her side, her arm propped up on her pillow, the low light blanketing the vintage bedroom that had not changed since Lisa moved there some 5 years before. Were there good parts? Hector sat up, leaning against the headboard. Come here. He kissed his wife and snuggled down in under the covers. I remember our first night, when you could hardly contain yourself in the garage. Lisa was shocked by his words. You knew? Of course I knew. I could feel it. He laughed and pulled her close. Lisa, we have everything we could ever want now. Why do you still worry so, love, I don't know. Probably because you're a time-traveling book character. Hector burst out laughing and unfortunately woke the baby and his best friend. I better go help him. We don't want Rachel to start in or no one is getting to sleep. As if on cue. Daddy? Rachel stood in her parents' doorway with her torn ostrich that was missing a button eye. In her bare feet she stood, sleepy-eyed, dressed in her Hello Kitty nightshirt. Rachel! He turned to Lisa and winked as he closed the door. Lisa smiled too, as she snuggled back in, while Hector took care of it. He was always so kind, taking care of everything so she could rest. She was so tired. Her mind was moving in and out of Havana and thinking of Victor and Marta and John and Bobby and Hector as she fell asleep. She had fits of dreams and nightmares of the Cuban Revolution and the Formosa, and could hear Hector's words and the piano as it moved through her like a song, a thread sewing up a tear in her heart. She dreamed dreams that made no sense, and finally, after waking again and again, she tossed and turned for the last time, finding deep and deeper slumber, the deepest she'd ever known. Well, did I do it justice? Lisa's just thrown me a kiss and thanked me. You're welcome, love.